Audie Leon Murphy was born on June 20th, 1925, in Kingston Hunt County, Texas, into a life defined by struggle long before he ever wore a uniform. He was the seventh of 12 children born to Emmett Barry Murphy and Josie Bell Killian, tenant farmers battling poverty during the difficult years between World War I and the Great Depression. Life for the Murphy family was unstable, marked by food shortages, constant relocation, and the emotional toll of an unreliable father who frequently disappeared for long stretches before abandoning the family entirely. Josie Bell became the backbone of the household, while Audie and his siblings were forced to assume adult responsibilities at an early age. These conditions shaped Audie's character, instilling resilience, self-reliance, and an intense sense of duty. Though his given name carried personal meaning, reflecting kindness shown to his mother by others, Audie's childhood left little room for comfort. Survival itself became his education, forging a quiet determination that would define the rest of his life. Education cut short an early responsibility. Despite the instability at home, Audie Murphy attended elementary school while his family moved among small Northeast Texas towns such as Farmersville, Greenville, and Celeste. His education, however, was brief and interrupted by economic necessity. By the 5th grade, Audie was forced to leave school so he could help support his family financially. Still a child, he began working long hours as a cotton picker, enduring exhausting labor under the relentless Texas sun for minimal pay. These years taught him discipline and perseverance, but they also exposed him firsthand to the realities faced by working-class Americans during the Depression. Audie never complained about the work. Instead, he absorbed the hardship quietly, developing empathy for ordinary people struggling to survive. His sense of responsibility deepened after his mother's death in 1941, an event that shattered what little stability remained. Her passing forced the younger children into orphanages, leaving Audie alone to navigate adulthood far too early, carrying grief alongside obligation. A search for purpose and a way forward. After his mother's death, Audie Murphy drifted through Greenville, Texas, taking any job he could find, from farm labor to clerical work. Life felt uncertain, but beneath that uncertainty grew a desire for direction and meaning. World War II, already raging overseas, offered both. To Audie, military service represented an opportunity to escape poverty, support his scattered siblings, and prove himself beyond the limitations of his upbringing. Physically small and youthful in appearance, he initially faced rejection from multiple branches of the armed forces. Standing just over 5 feet, 5 inches tall, and weighing under 120 pounds, he did not fit the military ideal. Yet persistence defined him. On June 30th, 1942, he was finally accepted into the United States Army. That moment marked a turning point, transforming a struggling Texas farm boy into a soldier preparing for global conflict. What followed would redefine American military heroism. Combat experience and rapid advancement. After completing basic and advanced infantry training, Murphy was assigned to Company B, 1st Battalion, 15th Infantry Regiment, 3rd Infantry Division. His first overseas deployment took him to North Africa, where harsh environmental conditions tested even the most seasoned troops. Murphy adapted quickly, earning a reputation for discipline, courage, and reliability under pressure. In July 1943, he was promoted to corporal as Allied forces prepared for the invasion of Sicily. During this campaign, Murphy demonstrated leadership well beyond his rank, contributing to the successful capture of strategic positions, including the port of Messina. His performance led to another promotion, this time to sergeant before the year's end. Murphy's actions were not driven by bravado, but by responsibility to his fellow soldiers. He consistently placed their safety above his own, a quality that would become a defining feature of his service as the war intensified across Europe. Courage in France and military recognition. In August 1944, Murphy distinguished himself during Operation Dragoon, the Allied invasion of southern France. Amid intense combat, his ability to remain calm, decisive, and fearless stood out repeatedly. He exposed himself to enemy fire to coordinate defenses, rescue wounded men, and repel German counterattacks. These actions earned him a battlefield commission to second lieutenant and contributed to his unit receiving the Presidential Unit Citation. As Allied forces pushed northeastward into France, Murphy's leadership became even more critical. His courage inspired those around him, especially during moments when morale wavered under sustained pressure. By early 1945, during engagements near the Colmar Pocket, Murphy performed acts of extraordinary valor that would later earn him the Medal of Honor. Though he never sought recognition, his bravery made him the most decorated American soldier of World War II, a distinction he carried with humility rather than pride. Transition from war to Hollywood. After the war, Murphy faced the difficult task of adjusting to civilian life while carrying the invisible wounds of combat. Though he remained connected to the military through the Texas National Guard and Army Reserve, an unexpected opportunity emerged when Hollywood expressed interest in his story. Murphy entered film acting not as a lifelong ambition, but as a continuation of service, hoping to portray war honestly rather than glamorously. His breakthrough came with To Hell and Back in 1955, a film based on his autobiography in which he portrayed himself. The movie became one of Universal Pictures' most successful releases of the decade. Despite fame, Murphy remained uncomfortable with celebrity culture. He approached acting with seriousness, determined to honor those who did not return from war. Even as his career flourished, he continued military service, eventually attaining the rank of major in the U.S. Army Reserve, balancing two demanding worlds with quiet resolve. Personal life, marriage, and fatherhood. Murphy's personal life reflected both struggle and growth. His first marriage to actress Wanda Hendricks in 1949 attracted public attention, but ultimately ended in divorce after 2 years. The pressures of fame, unresolved trauma from war, and emotional distance proved difficult to overcome. Later that same year, Murphy married Pamela Archer, an airline stewardess whose life outside Hollywood offered stability and understanding. Their relationship provided Murphy with grounding and a sense of peace he had long lacked. Together, they raised 2 sons, Terrence Michael and James Shannon Murphy. Fatherhood became deeply meaningful to him, offering purpose beyond medals and movie roles. Though his work schedule was demanding and his internal battles ongoing, Murphy made sincere efforts to be present and engaged. His children represented continuity, hope, and a future shaped not by conflict, but by care and responsibility. Values forged through hardship and experience. Hollywood relationships and personal integrity. Audie Murphy was known in Hollywood for his directness and refusal to indulge in pretense. He respected individuals who demonstrated humility, professionalism, and authenticity, particularly fellow veterans who shared an understanding of service and sacrifice. While he worked alongside many accomplished actors, Murphy remained selective in his admiration. His background set him apart from traditionally trained performers, and he was sensitive to being viewed as a novelty rather than a serious professional. Rather than engaging in public disputes, Murphy typically avoided confrontation, preferring to focus on his work. Differences in personality, background, and values occasionally created distance between him and others in the industry, but Murphy rarely allowed such differences to dominate his public image. Above all, he valued respect for service, for honesty, and for human dignity. These principles guided both his military and civilian life, shaping how he navigated fame without losing his sense of self. Legacy and final years. Audie Murphy's life came to a tragic end on May 28, 1971, when a private plane crashed into a mountainside near Roanoke, Virginia, during severe weather conditions. He was just 45 years old. The loss shocked the nation, but his legacy endured. Murphy was buried at Arlington National Cemetery, where his modest headstone reflected the humility he carried throughout his life. As the most decorated American soldier of World War II and a successful film actor, Murphy represented resilience, courage, and quiet integrity. His story remains a powerful reminder of the human cost of war and the strength required to overcome adversity. More than medals or movies, Audie Murphy is remembered for his unwavering sense of duty, his loyalty to those he served alongside, and his lifelong commitment to honoring the sacrifices of others. His life stands as a testament to perseverance forged through hardship.